Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Zach Bitter before the 2015 IAU 100k World Championships. How are you, Zach?
Good. How about yourself?
All right. You were the top returning American.
Yeah, I guess so.
You had a great race last year. You came in sixth with a really solid, consistent race. You were not up in sixth most of the race, and I don't know if it was you catching people or them coming back to you or what. How did the race go in your mind?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. I don't know that I sped up a whole ton at the end of the race, but I just kind of held steady. And a lot of guys who I think went out fast, thinking the course was going to be a little quicker than when it actually was, paid a little bit from the sharp turns and the granite tiling last year. So I was able to kind of maintain some of my my paces from the early stages and not fade too much at the end, and that helped me move up quite a bit.
You ran that capped off a period, I don't know if it was a year or so, where you just had amazing performance after amazing performance. And then you kind of went quiet for a while after Doha. Was that an intentional time off? Were you injured, just recouping?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a little longer to recover from World 100Ks than some of the other races, and I think some of that might have just been, it was my first international race, and given the nature of that race being at night and then red-eyeing the following night, it just took a little bit more to bounce back. And then, yeah, I really do like a lot of listening to my body. So sometimes you'll probably see me just racing a bunch together because I'm feeling good and recovering a lot. But if I'm having, if my body says, don't do anything super intense, I'm not going to make it do that. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time in the winter and so just kind of like building base, and then this summer getting back into some specific workouts for this year.
You did have one good race that I know of this spring. You won the Ice Age 50.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I did try to trickle a couple in there. I did the Ice Age 50 mile and a new event in Wisconsin called the Apple Creek 50K, which is just a nice little like 7 3/4 mile loop that goes a little bit on pavement, a little on trail, and a lot of different stuff. So yeah, there's a couple little ones in there that I trickled in, and Ice Age was definitely a lot of fun and always a cool course to get on.
Yeah. This is a big step up competition-wise from either of those races. Yeah. Are you feeling physically and mentally ready to go for this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm really excited for this course because I've done 2 100K road races in the past, one being Doha and one being the Mad City 100K. And both of those are relatively fast courses when we're looking at the sport of ultra running. But for road races, they're not the fastest 100Ks you can do. So I'm hoping to see a pretty good time boost from the fast 10K loop that we have here in Winschoten. And then on top of that, I've been, like you said, I haven't been doing a whole lot of racing lately, so I have been able to get in some pretty good workouts, and I've been doing a lot of speed work and hitting some times in those workouts that I haven't hit in a few years. So I'm excited to see how that all plays out.
So on this course, there are still a lot of turns, but from what you've heard, it's set up pretty to be pretty quick?
Yeah. From what I've heard, based on, so this is I think the 5th year they've had World 100K Championships in Winschoten, and from what I've heard, it's one of the faster venues that they've been able to get on. There's some tight turns in there. It's not like a perfect circle or anything like that, or perfect loop, but there's enough like short, like little half-mile straightaways, I think, where you can really kind of get in the groove for a while and go a lot quicker. And then it's pancake flat. So
it's pancake flat. It is not on hard tile.
Right.
It is not hot and humid in the middle of the night. I mean, if there's weather like this on Saturday or anything like this,
yeah,
it'll be a fast day.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we'll see after this year, we'll be able to see Max King's American record be put into perspective, because what he did on that course comparatively, it was pretty amazing. I mean, even to have a time like he had on a much faster course would be a pretty cool experience for me or for anyone in the field, I think. So, yeah, it'll be a fun day to go out there and mix it up with some fast guys.
Do you have any goals for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a team, I would love to see us get on top of the podium again. I think we got a little bit of a different look this year than last year with no Max King or Zach Miller, but we got some guys who I think are capable of running some good spots, some good times. So it'd be fun to reclaim that. Personally, I would like to get a PR in the 100K for sure, and I think if I have a good day, the course proves to be quick, I could probably get under 6.5 hours.
Now, how do you balance the team component with, say, your personal component? Do you think they can mesh together?
Yeah, I think actually last year that was one of the coolest parts of that race, because you had that two dynamics going on. You had your own race and the team race, and I really hadn't felt anything like that since like cross country in college and high school. And just to be able to, like, when you're maybe struggling a little bit thinking of your personal goals, being able to kind of switch your mind to like, well, if I slow down, that I'm affecting the team as well. Or if you speed up, you have like two other motivational things to look at, as opposed to just like, I'm letting myself down, or this isn't going well for me. So I think it's a really cool setup, the way to have that.
And you think the U.S. Squad has a realistic chance for another gold?
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting with races like this, because I mean, you look at last year's field, there's a lot of guys who were top caliber that fell back and faded because of the way that a lot of these World 100K events work, where the lead pack usually gets out fairly unsustainably quick. And by nature of that, you're going to have a couple guys that survive and run really, really good races, and you're going to have a bunch of guys that pay for it. And if the right guys pay for it, then your team can move up and take advantage of that.
Now, in the U.S. squad, you have a lot of people who have maybe a little less experience at 100K. Is it going to be a race where somebody, you have to have everybody go out and just nail it and know you're going to blow up, or can there almost be a conservative effort by the team? I mean, not conservative, but not having the A+ day.
Right. In the past, I think a lot of times the winning team has had a lot of luck with just their third place guy not falling too far back. And if on some of the courses, it's always like a 7-hour mark. You want to get your three guys under 7 hours, and then you have a good look at things. So I think that we have the guys who could do that if we have some guys that have good performances. I'm sure there's a lot of other teams thinking the same thing, but it'll be fun to find out on Saturday.
All right. Well, good luck out there and have fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.